Now let's fast forward. You bought it. It's yours. You have some tenants in there. Did it cash flow immediately? Were you seeing money coming in each month from this property?
Yep. It started out, I want to say in the $200 to $300 a month cash flow. And then as I increased the rent and as the market allowed for me to increase the rent, by the end it was $400, $500, $600 a month cash flow, positive cash flow.
How long did this investment last for? I know you had mentioned that you had sold it, but how long?
We held on to it for 7 years and it appreciated, I want to say about 160,000, 165,000. So we sold it for 165,000 more than we paid.
Right. And that's all off of money that was equity from your first home, from your primary. So it does 160,000 just poof, just because you own a home already.
Correct.
Not a bad situation.
Yep.
And in that time, in that 7 years, you're collecting monthly rent. You got a whole stream of passive income.
Monthly rent, and also been able to deduct a lot of things as my own property manager on the unit. Like a lot of my regular expenses that I would incur anyway, I was able to put it on my taxes as a tax deduction because I was managing my own property.
So speaking of on the topics of California, how can you afford it in the first place? Well, where did the money come from for the investment opportunity? Because that seems to be a big hang up a lot of people have. It's like, well, how do I even get my foot in the door? Where does the money come from initially?
We had a 20% down payment and we had been building equity in the house. So we were able to cash out, I want to say it was like the $80,000 to $90,000 range. And my wife and I were both working, so our mortgage didn't jump tremendously, and we were still able to afford our house while also using the rental income to support the rental property.
So just to clarify, you're saying the down payment for the investment came from the equity you had in your primary?
Correct.
So it basically was a 2-for-1, essentially.
Yes.
Pretty common thing we see these days, especially with how much equity people have in their homes currently, especially if you bought 2019 or prior, you're sitting pretty good right now.
Yep.
So
we were in that boat. We bought in 2012. We bought our house in 2012. Market was on the upswing, but still affordable. So we bought our house, and then a couple of years later, we cashed out that equity and were able to buy an investment.
was it that quick? It was just 2 years down the road?
2 years.